Good afternoon on what is another warm, bright and sunny day. It's Thursday the 10th of April. I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea. And parcel to unbox. Let's get this open. Kind of minimal packaging. Oh, okay, and what I've got here is a surprisingly plastic covered copy of East-West Strait on the Origins of Genocide and Crimes Against Humanity by Philip Sands. So, when international lawyer Philip Sands received an invitation to deliver a lecture in the western Ukrainian city of Lviv, he began to uncover a series of extraordinary historical coincidences. It set him on a quest that would take him halfway around the world in an exploration of the origins of international law and the pursuit of his own secret family history, beginning and ending with the last day of the Nuremberg trial. Part historical detective story, part family history, part legal thriller, Philip Sands guides us through between past and present as several interconnected stories unfold in parallel. The first is the hidden story of two Nuremberg prosecutors who discover only at the end of the trial that the man they are prosecuting may be responsible for the murder of their entire families in Nazi-occupied Poland in and around Lviv. The two prosecutors, Hirsch Lauterpecht and Raphael Lemkin, were remarkable men whose efforts led to the inclusion of the terms crimes against humanity and genocide in the judgment of Nuremberg. The defendant, Hans Frank, Hitler's personal lawyer and Governor General of Nazi-occupied Poland, turns out to be an equally compelling character. The lives of these three men lead Sands to a more personal story as he traces the events that overwhelmed his mother's family in Lviv and Vienna during the Second World War. At the heart of the book is an equally personal quest to understand the roots of international law and the concepts that have dominated Sands' work as a lawyer. Eventually, he finds unexpected answers to his questions about his family in this powerful meditation on the way memory, crime and guilt leave scars across generations and the haunting gaps left behind by the secrets of others. This was basically a winner of the Bailey Gifford Prize for Non-Fiction in 2016. It's not the first Philip Sands book I've unboxed. That will be The Rat Line, which was which was read on Radio 4 and I wanted to read myself. And I've got a second one there waiting for me to do basically a similar unboxing and potentially get to my reading bedside table. So here we go. Contents and a map of Central Europe in 1920 and Lvov 1911. Got a note there for the reader and a list of the principal characters involved in the story and the history, and we begin with the author's own prologue, how he got involved, the invitation, and so on. And we look back at essentially his family, beginning with Leon and going through. So it is illustrated with numerous photographs of his family and their history as they moved across Europe. And there he is as a young man. So yeah, his story really begins the tale and carries on through. And we look at another man here, one of the lawyers at the Nuremberg trial, Lauterpecht, and it's going to do the same thing again. Not quite so many photos. I mean, obviously not drawing from the same kind of family archive that Sands has access to clearly in this in the earlier part of the work. So looking at the individual stories and histories of those involved in the telling of this tale. There's the second lawyer, Lemkin, Raphael Lemkin. And then some of his notes, essentially, as it says, scribbles there. And then the man in the bow tie. I believe is the author's grandfather. And then we have basically this is where Hans Frank enters the story, and we have his history, his ties to Hitler, and basically the area region of Poland that he governed. Speech he's giving. So delves into quite a dark period of our history. Obviously, all of his books really do, and which is where the story comes together at Nuremberg and takes them through the trial and so on. And then the judgment itself, Nuremberg, and the changes to international law made at the time. And there he is after his execution, sadly. So basically, sadly, because we're seeing the photo rather, not because it shouldn't have been. Epilogue, essentially what happened next. The state of Lviv in 2016. Sources the author used. Notes. Illustration and map credits, and then we have the index and essentially author's blurb, and then we've actually got a fact that it's a library book there. You've actually got a little ticket there for Edinburgh Council. So that's East West Street by Philip Sands, the first of 3 books I want to read by him, which I've got in the pile to read. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this unboxing the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with parcel containing a book or game or role-playing supplement, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.